We're talking now about the changing landscape of agriculture in Oklahoma with Larry Sanders, our Extension Ag Policy Specialist. And Larry, I understand you've been checking out some of the data and some of the newer trends. What are you finding?
Well, it's really fascinating. We're seeing a sharp increase in fragmentation of the ag landscape. You know, there's 10 counties in the state that have seen an increase of over 400 farms in each county, so over 4,000 new farms since 1992, this 20-year explosion of that occurring. And if you take 8 of those top 10 counties, you'll draw a circle around the urban centers of Oklahoma City and Tulsa and go out about an hour from the center of the city, and that's where most of this has been occurring.
And with these new farmers, is it younger people that are getting into farming, or who is it actually that's doing this?
Well, you know, our early thoughts were these are older folks that are retiring, that they're people that want to get into the local markets and do organic farming, and they're coming back to take over their family's farms. And in fact, most of that is not true. What we're finding is 2/3 of these people are under the age of 55. Most of them are buying land from non-relatives. Most of them are continuing to work a full-time job in town. And so we're seeing that many of these folks are really coming into this probably as a lifestyle rather than deciding to give up another way of life and do this exclusively.
And is it an effort to kind of expose their children maybe to some of the rural setting as well, do you think?
I think that's probably some of it. We are going to be continuing to research this more over the next year or so, and we'll have more data at that time. But you know, this is a mix of folks. There's folks that probably grew up on farms and moved away for a different life. There are people that are refugees from the economic meltdowns from other states that aren't doing as well as Oklahoma's been doing. There are probably some people that are anticipating retirement in the next 10 years, and they see this as a transition period and building a bridge to the kind of lifestyle they'd like to have and see their children enjoy.
What is it meaning for these areas where they are settling? Is there more of an economic impact there as well?
I think so, and it's so multifaceted because with the fragmentation of the land, and part of that, of course, is due to that urban pressure in the rural areas. As the urban areas move out, those large operations just can't maintain themselves economically, or they don't want to, and so we're seeing this gentrification. Most of these smaller farms are under 100 acres in size, and with that comes concerns about fragmentation of water rights. So where you might have had a farmer with a larger plot of land and they had a sense of how to take care of the resources, a lot of these people maybe don't have that background or experience yet. So we're going to see some pressure on how the natural resources and the environment are cared for there in the short run at least.
And as you continue your research, I'm sure that'll play into other areas of extension and addressing what these newer folks to agriculture really need to be successed?ful?
Yes, very much so. You know, many of them may not even know that there's a county extension office with lots of expertise housed within its walls, and as they begin to find that out, that will help, and we need to do all we can to reach out to them. There's other state and federal agencies that have lots of assistance programs with funding to help them do a better job of caring for the environment, and they need education on what it means to take care of these fragile lands, especially as they come under this intense pressure.
Okay, and no doubt all of this will play into future ag policy as well.
We will definitely see changes at the state legislature and probably at the national level. There's an irony here because we're going to be seeing a decline in funding for programs that could be of assistance to these folks. So in one sense, there's this very short-term window that we need to get them into those programs just as quickly as possible, but then we're also going to need to be finding a way to give them education and let them fund it on their own, because the taxpayer support won't be there in a few years.
Okay, good information, Larry, and keep us posted on your research and what you find in the future.
Happy to do it.
Okay, Larry Sanders, thanks a lot.